So, welcome to our first Wacky Wednesday. And this first Wacky Wednesday, we are going to start off with a Halloween themed one because this one is the first one and it's going to be on the first week of October. Also, it's my favorite time of year and it's spooky season, so why not? So, last year, I decided to be a skeleton for Halloween. I've always wanted to be a skeleton. I don't know why it took me so long. It took me 32 years to get to be a skeleton for Halloween, but I'm a skeleton for Halloween. Well, this year, I'm going to do another one of what I've wanted to do as a kid. I've always wanted to turn it was a real pumpkin when I was a kid, but I'm being realistic now. I've got a plastic pumpkin. I want to make a head. I want to make my own pumpkin mask. So, I originally was going to grab one of those fake carvable pumpkins that you can buy, but none of them looked like they would be big enough to fit over my head. So while I was out shopping for Halloween decorations, I saw this, and it already has a face on it. Looks like it might be big enough. I don't have a very big head either, but it's pre-lit, which I'm just going to probably pop that out because that's easy enough to do. I don't need it lit. I just like that it already had the face carved in it. This was actually $2 cheaper than one of those carving pumpkins. So the plan is I'm going to cut the bottom out. See how hard that is. Hopefully when I do that, it'll fit over my head. If not, well, we might have to finagle some things or completely scrap the project and go with something else. You want to come join me on this journey in our first Wacky Wednesday? Come along with your pal Al. Let's craft. I have taken the tags off of it. There's an eye on the bottom, it looks like. It does look like, even though I thought I cut this, it looks like one of those tag things are still on there that hold the tags on it in the store. So all I'm going to start with, at least, is to try to use a box cutter to cut the bottom of this. Right now I'm just going to take the piece out here. Also, like I said, we don't need it lit, so I'm just going to use the way you replace the bulb and pop it out. Maybe we'll use that for a different project if it works. We'll see. Alright. This is not going to be as easy as I thought because I forgot. It's not like a jack-o'-lantern where the top's already off and you would have a flat spot. No flat spot on this. Alright. You're going to have to be careful and try not to hurt ourselves. Ooh. Well, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and those of you who have yet to decide, I don't think a box cutter is going to work. I will look for something else. Be right back. I'm back. I got those kitchen scissors that they always warn you when you're a little kid that will cut your fingers off. Let's see how good they do. I also have a actual pumpkin carving kit that has the saw that cuts through the pumpkin. See if this works. I wish I had a jab saw because that's basically what this is anyway. It's just a smaller jab saw, but I can't find ours right now. So let's see if I can get it through here. So, what I decided I was going to do. Sorry, I had a breath from going up and down the stairs as fast as I could. There's a hole in the bottom of this, and I know it's probably made because of the mold, and I know it's also probably so that if it's outside, it does not collect water, but I'm going to use that as my point of entry. I'm going to try to see if that helps me out. I guess let's start with the kitchen scissors and see how they do. Maybe if I had more leverage, but I don't have that right now. more time with a new tool. A Japanese saw, Japanese hand saw, that's my partner's. And he told us just to be careful around curves because it doesn't do curves well, it does straights well. But maybe this will get through the pumpkin because this is a two-way saw where the teeth go back and forth. So I can do the sawing motion back and forth instead of, that's more of a jab saw where you go in, then you take it out. In, then take it out. So it only gets it on the in and not on the out. Or this will get us both ways. So let's see. And I know these are super sharp. He's warned me of that too. Oh my goodness. That makes that like butter. So much easier, as long as we get it stuck. Okay, so I know the proper use of a saw is that you fully use the blade back and forth. You can't get all the way to the end or this one gets stuck. Apparently, yeah. So you kind of have to do short spurts like that, I guess. Alright, well we're through that way, as far as I think we need to go. Let's go down, I guess. I'm going to quarter it, I think. I think that's my plan of action, is go all the way across, do a quarter, so then I only have a quarter turn to do. Each time a quarter turn. I feel like... We're back today. Different day. Had to take a break yesterday. Things weren't working, but partner found different tool for me to use. It's an engraver. Our plan is, well, I got it quartered in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Got it quartered in the bottom there, so that I figured it'd be easier to go around the outside. Well, the saw works great, but not on curves. It's got to be a straight surface. So, the idea we have is to go straight from one side to the other, and then we'd be able to get in there with this better, and then we'll cut around that. So, let's continue our journey. To start off, I'm gonna measure where I want to cut, or at least where I want to get the engraver tool through, so I can have a straight line. I think that might be my best bet right here. So I'm going to use the edge of this to make a straight line. So that's about as far as we need it. Looks about right, and that should be the right thickness. third day of trying because this was working, but it was going to take a really long time. So engraver may work, but it's going to take forever. Scissors didn't work. Traditional carving knife didn't work. Box cutter didn't work. Japanese knife worked to get straight lines, but we have a curve, so that's the problem. So I caved. I bought myself a rotary tool. We'll open it together. I'll find out what pieces we need together. Then I am going to do a liner on the bottom of the pumpkin of where I'm going to cut it, and we'll start this process. Hopefully this works. If this doesn't work, I'm done. I don't know what else to do. So I stopped recording because I'm going to put some type of longer sleeve on because hot pieces of plastic are hitting me. I'm also going to go get myself a pair of safety glasses because plastic is going everywhere. So safety first. I'll be right back. They're not safety glasses. They're sunglasses, but just keeping the eyes safe. Got a plaid shirt on. Keep the plastic from hitting my bare arms. Here we go. Let's start doing this again. Sorry, a little breath going up and down the stairs. It worked. Is it the cleanest? No, but I think I can clean that up and make that better. But wow, that went through that so much easier than the last couple days. That made that so worth it. Alright, well, I'm going to clean up the rest of this. You guys can follow along while I try to clean it up a little. Well, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to decide, we did it. We're through the bottom. It took 3 days and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different tools. But the Dremel did it. Well, it's not Dremel. The Rotary tool did it. It did it. It did it in a few minutes. I think maybe 20 minutes tops. Even to roughly sand the edge of this, which still not sure what I'm going to do to make it so it doesn't hurt, but I did the worst hairstyle today to try it on, but let's see if it fits. Maybe not fit part of head. So I might have to cut a little bit more off, guys. Now that I am thoroughly covered in orange plastic, you took the whole thing off. Oh my goodness, it's everywhere. Ugh. Alright, before I sand it this time, I'm gonna try it on. And again, I know my hair is gonna get in the way, but You did it! Hey!
it though. I will be looking out of the mouth, not out of the eyes. Which I ordered.
We got the bottom all done. I recut it out and look. Fits perfectly. Put my hair down, so made it much easier. I am now going to slightly sand it with very low grit sandpaper just so that the paint will stick to it, because I am going to make it look a little better than it does. Instead of this bright orange atrocity, we're going to make it look like a actual pumpkin. And after that, I'm going to clean up my workspace because I have orange plastic everywhere. I've been finding it in my hair even though I took a shower. I think I finally got it out with this last shower, but there's plastic everywhere. So I'm going to sand this, clean up my workspace, and then we'll get back to painting. Alright, I'm just going to rough up the surface just enough so that the paint sticks. I don't want to ruin the orange though. Sanded pumpkin, paintbrushes, paint, let's go. project's done. It took way longer than I thought it was. It took days longer than I thought it would. Realistically, once we got the rotary tool, this is probably like a day and a half project. But because I could not find the tool that would go through the bottom of this pumpkin until I got to a rotary tool, it took 3-4 days to find a tool that will cut it. Well, part of it was waiting for it to come in the mail. But I'm very happy with how it came out. I've always wanted this since I was a little kid. I wanted a pumpkin mask and to dress like a skeleton with a pumpkin mask. I am very thrilled with it. I love how the colors came out after painting it. I feel like, yeah, it's not completely realistic, but so much more realistic than it was before. It gives it that eerie vibe. So the mesh in the mouth isn't exactly what I wanted, because I actually ordered the real mask mesh, and that should be in the mail, but won't be here, unfortunately. If I do change it out, I will update pictures on my Instagram. I didn't know I was going to end up putting anything on the bottom of this to make it sit on my shoulders better or softer, but I'm glad I had some. It's just some ribbon. That's all I used. It was some burlap ribbon that's black, and that makes it so the edges aren't sharp. Even though I sanded it, I kept getting sharp edges and just didn't want to deal with that. So, we finished a project. Wacky Wednesday, here we are. Well, here's to kicking off October with Halloween. My favorite. Happy Halloween and happy spooky season. See you next week.